Hello, 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 Sir David the Bard. Sir David the Bard. I'm back at home now in Kangaroo City. We just hopped out of the restaurant, and there's a lot of times that I'll hop with the kangaroos. Now I know there's a lot of people that go, "What the hell? That 70-year-old fat man jumping around with the kangaroos," but I don't want them to feel bad. I don't want them to feel bad, and take them out to a restaurant, and they're all hopping, and damn, it's hard to get them into a high chair. The little ones, the high chair hops around the damn restaurant, and we make a hell of a mess. I always feel like I have to give an extra tip to clean up after us. But anyway, we just got back from the hotel and the restaurant, and we're back here at home. And I got the little ones down in bed, and it's the funniest damn thing you ever see. When they're in bed, you just kind of see the covers just hopping and hopping. Well, that's what my mother used to see too, but I wasn't a kangaroo. Anyway, I've got a link down below that I found interesting. Many times, from what I see, the Mormon Church will experiment with crazy ideas in certain areas, like their email all over the United States, supposedly. Did that work? Didn't it work? You never hear another word about it. The Meet the Mormon movie, how much money do they give to the Red Cross? You never hear about it. They've got all kinds of things that when they fail, you never hear about it. Well, I've been to the Philippines, but I've never been down in South America, and I know the poverty down there is very, very similar. And I have a link here that shows that evidently they're either experimenting or they're starting to tell the people they're running out of money. I've told you this for 2 or 3 years. They're running out of money. And people say, well, they can't run out of money, it's God's church. Well, God doesn't own the U.S. Treasury Department. Anyway, they're making the people be self-sufficient when they can't be. That kind of poverty down there, you can't be self-sufficient. And there's nowhere to make money, there's no jobs. And the Mormon Church doesn't want to feed hungry people. That's what a church does. Cults don't do that. Cults build big buildings and they show off. So anyway, now they're going to make these people in this part of the world pay for their own church building. Now here's what's, it's not ironic. It's just cruel. These people will live in a cardboard box with a blanket for a front door. No heater, no fans, sometimes no electricity, many times no electricity, no air conditioning, and very little food, just enough for tomorrow. And they go to bed every night hungry. Kids have no toys. And they want these people now who become Mormons to build their own ward houses. Now, I'm old. When we were Mormons in Ojai, California, where I grew up, we had what was called the Building Fund. Not fun, F-U-N, it's fund, F-U-N-D. And it was on the tithing slip. And if you wanted to build a building in your area, the Mormon people had to donate to the building fund to have their chapels built. I remember we had a nice little ski boat. That was only 14-foot Evinrude 35 horse, wood boat. It was fun though. It was a beautiful little boat and fun for our family. And my dad got it from a lawsuit that someone hit him head on. He was on a motorcycle, hit him head on. He was in the hospital for a long time. But anyway, with that extra money, middle class family, we bought that little boat and we went water skiing and we had fun, and we did all kinds of things. Shut my door here, Allison, will you please?
Yes.
And over time, as a teenager, I got to be able to use that boat a lot and go water skiing and whatever. My point is, we had a big meeting one night in the Mormon church thing, and the bishop said, we need more money. And God, that's got to be the biggest thing the Mormon church ever says. We need more money. We don't need the money, but God does. And I said, God, I don't want God to be my friend. I don't want to keep giving him money. I want to be in a church that doesn't need money like you guys. You say you don't need money? That's good. Anyway, he went around the room there with the ward members, and there were people that were doctors. We had a fairly rich ward, really. We had doctors, and we had dentists, and we had professional people who were all raising their hand and said, you know, I'll do 1,000, I'll do 8,000, I'll do 10,000, and they're raising money. I guess you call this a silent auction. I call it a screwing. But anyway, my dad gave our boat away. You can have our boat. Jeez. God doesn't need a boat. Noah, he needed a boat, but God doesn't need my boat. That's my fun. Take my girlfriends out on the Lake Casitas there and drive around, and that was fun. I do enjoy boating, but when you don't have a boat, it's hard to do. So anyway, he gave our boat away. Point is this: back in the old days, the Mormon Church made you put money into the building fund. I don't know if they matched it or they put something else in. We didn't have to pay for the whole building, but it was all a secret. Not secret, it must have been sacred. We don't know what the percentage was that we had to put in and what the church put in. Well, anyway, we had to give our boat away to help build the Ojai Ward, and then when the ward was built, they wanted to save money on painters, and me and my family, my parents, we all went to the church to paint, and we painted from morning until night. It was like a third world paint job, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, those were the ways that...
Dad, I found it!
Okay, what?
Hurry up.
No, honey, I'm not going to hurry up. What?
I decided on two. You have to decide on one. I want to pick that one or that one.
Black or the white?
Yeah.
Damn, I just think you're going to look very nice in white.
So that white one right there?
Yeah, that looks good.
It's $15.
$15?
Can we buy it now?
No, not right now. Let me finish.
Hurry!
So anyway, in the old days, we had to pay for our own chapels, and after we paid for them, you know, we paid for the paint, and then we went and got the brushes, and we, you know, brushed the paint on. So, you know, this is not a new idea with the Mormon Church. It's an idea that's been tried and tested, and when they're low on money, I guess this is the test. But anyway, to ask these kinds of people, in the poorest countries in the world, many of them do join the Mormon Church in the Philippines because it's a building. They're not used to having a building anywhere. It actually has running water in it. It actually has toilet paper in it. A lot of pull to extremely poor people that they want to belong to something where they can get, you know, maybe some free food and activities and electricity and things that they just would never see if it wasn't for the Mormon Church being there. Well, you know, the Mormon Church has figured out, like in Philippines right now, I think the exchange is 42 pesos. You give them $1 and they give you 42 pesos. Well, you know, when the Mormon Church wants tithing and they get 10 pesos, and that's about 11 or 12 cents, you can't build a building for that. So they have to take from the rich and help with the poor, and they've decided they ain't no Robin Hood. They never have been. And so take a look at this link. I found it interesting. I'm not recommending or verifying that what they're saying is true. I haven't seen it yet from a second party or a third party. And I'm very cautious to print and to announce things that I haven't been 100% sure of. This one I'm 85% sure of that it's legitimate. And it's either the beginning of an experiment to go throughout the entire world and tell poor people, you know, Jesus will bless you. Give us your food money and Jesus will bless you. So again, it's humiliating to poor people. It's typical of the Mormon Church. They don't have a humanitarian bone in their body. They just have dollar signs in their eyes. So, pay, lay, el. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth repeated 3 times. The true order of prayer. And penalties. Don't cut my throat. Don't tear my heart out. Don't rip my stomach out. Rather than reveal the signs, tokens, and symbols of the Mormon Church in the temple, I would suffer my life to be taken. In other words, they'll kill me. Well, I don't do that anymore. Homie, don't roll that way no more. And the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail, is health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and sinews, power of the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout eternity. Do I sell my signs, tokens, and symbols? You bet your ass. Anyone that sends me money, I'll give you any sign, token, and symbol you want. Try to get my tithing money back. Okay. This part's gone.